baseball girl when he's baseball boy. It's so funny though. It's so weird because I am not a sporty, like I never really played him. And sometimes I like football, but I don't really get into it. But when I watch him, I really get into it. And there was this woman that would just not shut up. And she was just like talking the whole time we're like watching this game, and like especially when it was really intense, it's like, but I tell you, it was like I don't know, but I think for me, it's like, and you know when it's over, because in the end we didn't win, but they played so good, and they were so injured. There was like 3 guys that literally would go down to the first base like this. You know, so they basically had to hit it to the wall to make it to first. So it was kind of funny in some way, but there was something about it, just watching something really abstract that in some way I don't really care about, that was very relaxing, you know, it's like, you know, you just kind of like, oh, you know, and you're like sort of learning something new and absorbing it, I don't know, and it's outside, and you know, I didn't have to worry about doing anything else but watch that, you know, it was so cute. And it is really neat to see him be with men. Poor man, he's just always with vaginas. He's just surrounded by them. And you know, in Ayurvedic they say that. The guy like looked at us like, you're always with women. He's like, no. He's like, the pets are women, treasures are women, we have a granddaughter. Even our son-in-laws kind of know I should say. But so is Tony. Tony, as masculine as he is, he's such a chick. I mean, I don't think you know, he can be more of a chick than me. So he's a lot like my brother, the way they gossip, you know. Like, guys, that's so tacky. So today we're doing this class. We're actually going to focus on acceptance and gratitude and how those hook up the whole month of November. And we'll use different kriyas. So what I want to say is that acceptance is the answer to all your problems. And so often, the Buddhists would say non-resistance, and in the Japji, it doesn't say acceptance, it says agree, which is sort of a little like, it sounds a little happier, like that you're agreeing to everything that's happening, right? But I know, as people, get very frightened with this whole concept because it's like, okay, am I going to end up this carpet and everything's going to walk over me now because I'm just laying around accepting? That is not what acceptance is. That isn't what it is. So in the Japji, the word Hukum means to align with the divine. So the very first Purvi, which I'm trying to learn word for word right now, starts off with bathing yourself of all of your worries and your fears. The very first Purvi is about how to find happiness and be rid of depression. And it focuses on that through Hukum. That in the end, the only way would be if you align with the divine. So the least resistance means that we know, like right now, like there's this 3 kind of situations where I think they're just such judgers. And I like to think I'm not a judger. I'm such a fucking judger. You know, and it's like, and this is part of the spiritual path. This is how it works. Like, first you're just outright judging, you're just an asshole, blah. Then you start trying to like do your practice, and then you try to be good. See, this is where we get screwed. When we just try not to judge. But we haven't healed why we were doing it in the first place. So now we just appear not to judge, right? But our minds are going, oh, and the incense is too strong because my diffuser was off. So what happens is you're actually now worse than ever. Because at least when you're a little judger and you're just spewing it, you're kind of getting it out. You know, and inside you do feel a tad bit better. No one around you does, but you feel a little better, right? So then when you get into this moral arm wrestling with the divine, now it's like I'm going to look like I'm not a judger. I really seem like I'm not. And a lot of people will even buy that. But the smart people intuitively feel it, right? The ones that are really connected to their soul when they're around you go, you know, your lips are saying this, but I can tell you're thinking this, right? So then you got to go through that. And then it gets painful. It hurts, which is part of the alchemy. That's the hukum. That's what's going to draw you finally to say, God, I'm powerless over this. What am I going to do, right? And it's at that point where we finally, it just like fall. It's just like the leaves that fall off the tree. You go through all that till it just literally falls away. You know, but it takes that full cycle and knowledge. So, and then at the very end, you get to where you're really alchemizing it, and all of a sudden, you're like surrounded by judges. You know, and you're like, why? So it's like that. It's loving. It's like the final flame, like shh. And it's not that it won't come up again, but then you'll have a real peace, and you'll be able to, you know, kind of go for it away. Like in a way, like right now, it's like, in some ways, it looks like prejudice and racism is worse than it ever has been. But that's because it's about to really change. And whenever something is going to heal, that dragon gets very loud because it knows it's going to die. You know, and it wants everybody, you know, to get on board. Don't change, don't let me go, right? So the beautiful thing about hukum and acceptance and gratitude is that as we bring these things in our practice during this time together, it's the access to true happiness, because we aren't wasting energy foolishly trying to manage our lives. I think we don't realize how tiring that is. It's exhausting. So, you know, we all do that in certain things. Well, okay, say that to that mom, because then it'll be okay. And eventually it just all implodes instead of relaxing and being with what is and not resisting. There was this one with one of my teachers, one of the students, like, what if I say nothing, I feel like I'm going to be a carpet and everybody's going to walk right over me. She goes, if you do not resist and you spend your life aligning with God, He will take care of it. Your problem is you don't believe that. So the first resistance is to your own self with a relationship whatever you want to make that intimate, romantic, best friend, sister, mother, juicy freaking relationship with this divine energy that would never, ever let you down. Now, we know there's still fucking disappointment. So I just got let down an hour ago. But some of it is choice, right? It was like, really, was it a letdown to have the traffic jam and be late to yoga? Or was it just like, hey, maybe you should just relax and listen longer to this great spiritual song or whatever? I mean, it's always there. The harder ones are harder. I know that. When people get sick that we love, when we get afraid, when we lose, you know, when you go bankrupt or something, I don't know. There are bigger ones, but life is constantly showing you how to do it so that you can get to that place where there's no difference. That's what makes an avatar. You know, and that's why, you know, we as humans, like, you'll look at a Jesus and you think, you know, I love that one thing at Christmas where he goes like, you know, he didn't ever get married, although I think he did. But anyway, he didn't have a good job, you know, he wasn't educated, you know, and all these things. Like, basically, if you brought home Jesus to your mom, he'd be like, honey, you need a better picker. You know, this guy is not good, right? But with an avatar, and there are women this way too, they get to a certain thing where they don't actually have, like, he was always taken care of because he was so in aligned alignment. He knew, well, when I go to that village, people will be waiting, they will feed me. Would you ever count on that? No fucking way, right? So it takes a whole different energy. But the good news is that really is what you're doing in Kundalini. And you start off little, you know, like being told, oh, you'll never get a ticket to da-da-da, and you just know, like, I'm going to hand that over to the divine order, to Hukum. And if it's to be, it will be. And also really trusting when it doesn't happen, that the divine has another plan. And here's why that's another thing that makes them avatars, is that they waste no energy on that. They waste no energy on like, oh, there's not a bed here. I kind of was thinking there was going to be. They just go on to the next thing. Where we'd be like, oh my God, you totally told me to come here, and there's no line, and now you're like, is literally getting sucked out of your body, your mind, and your aura. So what happens is now you have an inability to make better decisions. You all of a sudden are on like a quarter of a tank. So not only do you not have a place to stay, you also have not enough energy to figure it out. So that's what we do this work for, so you have a certain stability. Now of course I freak out about a lot of stuff, you can tell by my personality. But I also really don't freak out about a lot of stuff, which I'm so surprised. Like, sometimes I'm like, like something's happening, like, oh my God, I'm totally not freaking out. This is so cool. What should I do? Should I just sit here? No, I don't know. But it's a beautiful thing, and ultimately, all of what I'm saying gives you the energy to be happy. If we are always wasting our energy on worry and fear, we do not have enough to be happy and clear, right? So, moving into that during this. So, what we're going to focus on in this class is, because we're just on the edge of Samhain, we're actually still kind of in that, which is when we honor the ancestors and the dead. So we're going to do a meditation at the end that's clear your ancestral karma. And it's a gift to you, and it's a gift to them. And before we do that, we'll do work on being crystal clear. During this whole Scorpio season, there's this magic and this deepness and this mystery, but it also can be too dark for some souls. And it can be that way because you suffer from depression, because you have too much fear. So you can use the energy to alchemize that and actually lift higher into the light than you ever have. That's what the darkness is for, is to help you seek the light. But sometimes we just get, oh no, I think I'll just watch Netflix and eat chips. And then before you know it, you're like, oh my God, I'm so sad. Right? It's like, so don't do it. Don't go there. Fight for your life. No. So we will do the crystal clear and really illuminate a lot of our head consciousness so that when we do the clearing the karma. And, I know, like, one of the things that Yogi Bhajan says, and I believe it so deeply, is he says it's never too late to have a good childhood. And I know that. From doing this for as many years as I have changed so much, and I have healed so much. So much does not affect me. I don't even see it the same way anymore, which gives them permission to be somebody else. Because as long as I kept walking in that house, looking at my mom like, oh dear, then that's what we had. That's all we had. Until this energy started lifting me higher and higher and higher. And especially between mothers and daughters, I always think about me and Treasure, and one of the worst things a mother does, and I was really good at it, is worry about their child. And then you try to act like you're not worried, but then you say weird shit and you freak them out. And then you're like, okay, I won't say the weird thing, but they can tell you're still worried. I mean, it's like you actually have to stop worrying, right? And that's why we have these relationships with our, the familia, the ancestors. So because, this is what makes Guru Nanak so amazing. He's the first Sikh guru of this lineage. He was like an illumined soul, like so beautiful, singing all the time. His mom was a little concerned because he only sang. It was like, you need to get to actually doing something with your life. But anyway, the spiritual group really wanted him to just go up on a mountain and chant and just be spiritual, because he had so much light. They knew he would just hone it. And he was like, no, I need to be a householder. I need to have a job, get married and have kids. And even though, he wasn't a very good husband because he's always gone preaching, but whatever. He was kind of like a Jesus kind of guy. I love you, but I gotta go. But anyways, he did do the householder thing. He had children. The point he made was this: I need to have things that I really care about, that if something happened to them, I might not be okay. Because then, and only then, will I really know I have faith in God. So I really related to that when he said it in a more eloquent way, but I was like, that's what makes this lineage so special. It's because it's like, I'm asking you to remember your God. Literally, while you go to work and you're on the freeway and you pay insurance and all this shit, right? This practice is saying, don't let that fool you. You are an luminous being, and that is why you're here. All right. Grab your hands together. Inhale deep. Exhale. Inhale deep. As you exhale, press your thumbs into your sternum and roll your shoulders back. Just this. Just this beautiful moment in your life. Breathing into acceptance, letting all of the chatter of the mind in your life fall into the heart of love. What needs to go, let it go. What needs to come, invite it in. Inhale to chant. Squeeze the root lock, bringing the navel, tuck the chin, gaze into the third eye. Feel the Kundalini rising, project the light. Be here now. Exhale. The next chant, we chant for protection. Inhale. Agni Name, Jagni Name, Satni Name, Siddhi Gurudev Name. Agni Name, Jagni Name, Satni Name, Siddhi Gurudev Name. Exhale, roll onto your hands and knees for cat and cow. Drop the spine, lift the spine. Inhale, exhale. So we're deep in this mysterious Scorpio, and tomorrow we'll have the afternoon with Spirit with this beautiful woman, and she's a Scorpio.
Oh, yes.
Haruki will be bringing in the mystery and the magic. Woohoo! Keep up. Just this. We're doing great.
Satnam, the grace within you shines through you forevermore. Satnam, the grace within you shines through you forevermore. That you may manifest manifest the perfect name. That you may manifest the perfect name. Satnam, 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 Satnam. The grace within you shines through you forevermore. Satnam, the grace within you shines through you forevermore. That you may manifest the perfect name.
Inhale, drop the spine.
Manifest the
Squeeze the root lock, gaze into the third eye. Exhale, press the spine towards the ceiling. Come to neutral spine, breathe. Come up out of this posture, onto your toes. We're going to do some things through our legs because the beginning of the Kriya has a lot of sitting. Heart is forward. Sat. Hips come up. Nam. Sat. Nam. Frog pose. Sat. Nam. 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 Last one. Sat. Nam. Put your heels on the ground. Grab your elbows and hang. Take a deep breath. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale to your heart. Okay, let's do archer. Take your left leg forward, your right leg back. I want you to take your hands up like thumbs, two thumbs up. Pull one hand back and look at that thumb over the front. Breath of fire. So, with your left hand out in front of your foot, your left hand is out. Looking at the thumb activates your third eye, breath of fire. Keep up. Woo! You're doing so great. Exhale, drop your hands, bring your feet together. Take a moment, breathe. Let the prana, the waves of love and light, just move through every cell, through your mind. Let it start to illuminate the aura. Alright, take the opposite foot forward. It should be your right now. And if it's not, just do whatever is opposite for you. Alright, just take your thumb out there. Look at it, breath of fire.
Satnam.
exhale, relax your arms. Come back to center. Come to seated. Bring your arms straight out, parallel to the ground with the palms facing forward. Begin alternately bringing the palms as if you're going to beat your chest, but you don't. But you want to have like this wave of pressure so that you're bringing this energy to the chest. Don't touch the chest. Begin a breath of fire. It will automatically set a rhythm with the movement of your arms. Develop from the motion, the breath in syncs with it. Imagine that you are pulling pranic energy with each motion into your heart. Keep up. Keep up. You're doing super good. This Kriya is called becoming crystal clear. Close your eyes and just let yourself disappear. Slightly gaze at the third eye and keep up. There is only way to alienate the ego and find true happiness and acceptance. The Vedas have referred to it as Rit. Lao-Tzu referred to it as the Tao. Buddha called it Dharma. In Agnatic referred to it as Hukum, divine order. He who conducts himself according to the command without making a single movement of his own, with no desire or feelings of his own, or need to introduce himself or his opinion, he alone finds happiness. Breathe. Breathing it in, trusting that the pleasures that you are feeling by doing this movement, the happiness of this day, is because you are in Hukum. You're aligning with the divine plan. The divine has a matrix laid out today. And it's going to give you, just like Hansel and Gretel, little cookie crumbs to follow along the way. And sometimes you'll pick up a cookie and go, yeah, it tastes yucky. And it's going, good, turn left now. That's what I want you to do. Breathe into the divine order and keep pulling this magic into your heart. Feel as though you are pulling in the energy you need to really be grateful. The energy you need to have stability and acceptance. That's why that prayer is so beautiful. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, the wisdom to know the difference. Every spiritual path teaches us that. And what that is saying to all of us is, you can change you can heal you, but that's about it. There's not a whole lot you can do with what's outside of you. When will we trust that the woman in the mirror is plenty to change, plenty to heal her, and she will illuminate and give you the happy life you seek? Breathe. Just this. Try to keep your elbows straight.
Ananta Dayame
Keep up, you're doing so good. I know it gets challenging. You're bringing in so much prana. Also, what you're doing with your body, what it's going to do to the heart chakra through the movement and the tension on the neck and the shoulders and the activation of the glandular system in the armpits. There's this rush of healing to open your heart as you make it through this amazing kriya, becoming crystal clear. Keep up. Yogi Bhajan says, the word rhythm of this life is achieved when a person experiences his own body, his own mind, his own soul. Kundalini yoga is the science of crystallization, not subligation, and not denial. This is how we set the rhythm for a higher frequency. Keep up. Awesome. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, bring your hands into Jnana Mudra. Just this. Let it happen. Relax. Maybe one of the things that happens, when we really get into the divine flow, the hukum, is we become really cool. I always think of this scene in Jesus Christ Superstar, and the Pharisees are judging him, and he's saying this, he's doing that, he's not really good at this. And then one of the guys goes, "You have to admit, Jesus is cool." And it's like we become cool when we become completely who we are. That's what Yogi Bhajan always says. If you would just be you, that's the beginning of all acceptance. Okay, now bring your hands like this. And you're going to keep your mouth in an O, and you're going to keep your eyes open, and you're going to go like this. Like you're going to clap, but you don't. And it's going to come right here by the eyes. We're literally clearing out the way we see, okay? Keep going, you're doing good. It's not nearly as long. Yay! Keep up. Forcefully. Clap your hands in front of yourself and face without clapping. Bring the hands forcefully together and then move them out. Go, 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 go. keep your head on the ground and you're gonna press into your navel. So you're gonna keep your head down, left hand, right hand, press into the gut, lift your feet 6 inches. I think it's long, deep breathing. Hang on 1 second. He does not say how to breathe, so you can just breathe any way you want. Press into the navel, but this is what he does say. Think you are divine and feel sexy. Okay, think you're divine and feel sexy, but keep your heels 6 inches off the ground. Keep up, you're doing good. It's hard to feel sexy when you think you're suffering. So this is a great part of the Kriya. Keep up. Your head is down. Yeah, only the feet are up. The breath is any way you want it. He doesn't say. When it gets hard, press more into your navel. Just this. Last 15 seconds. Keep up. Inhale, hold it. Exhale, completely relax. Let go. Let go. Just laying on your back now. The Kriya asks you to completely relax. This is still a part of the Kriya. We'll still have the Savasana with the
When
gong.
you witness a dark thought,
Breathe.
a dark thought that isn't going to get you anywhere, you witness it and love it. You love your dark thought.
chant this mantra. Guru, Guru, Wahe, Guru, Guru, Ram, Das, Guru. This mantra is a teacher that brings you from the darkness into the light, into the ecstasy of God's reality. Guru Vaheguru, Guru Ram Das Guru, Guru Vaheguru, Guru Ram Das Guru, Inhale, squeeze fists, your tummy, your face. Squeeze tight. Big sigh. Ah. Inhale, reach over your head. Exhale, hug your knees into your body. Roll left and right. Rub the soles of your feet, the palms of your hands. Rock up and down. Come to seated. Come and sit in Beyond Mudra. We're going to do the, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to do now clearing the ancestral karma meditation. Yogi Bhajan gave this healing ancestral karma meditation as a powerful healing meditation and soothing tool to help us release karma from our ancestors. It is a meditation of deep healing. As such, we encourage you to do it for 40 days. But, you know, even if you did it for like a week right now, the Scorpio season would be so delicious. As you do this meditation, you bless your ancestors and you heal your lineage, and you may want to even visualize your ancestors and line them up behind you, your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and so on. Then imagine lined up before you your children, your children's children, and so on. Even if you don't have children, you are giving birth to things. You continue on. And let yourself become a bridge of transformation and healing. Yogi Bhajan said that we are affected and turn that effect on 7 generations behind us and 7 generations in front of us. Just imagine the profound healing that this does. I have to say, from doing this kind of work for so long, I really, really can feel, especially my mom and my grandma, like they're just on the other side of the aisle going, just keep chanting that fucking thing. I'm feeling better. You know, just this meditation was given to Yogi Bhajan in a very, very special way when he was so defeated. And he wasn't defeated alone. You know how sometimes when you're the only one that knows something bad happens, it's a little easier. But he was totally, his entire community was relying on him. And what he said was going to happen in India was just not happening. And he was just brokenhearted. And when he went to bed at night, he meditated, and this is when Guru Ram Das came to him and gave him this meditation. And basically, you know, taught him what we were talking about. You cannot be focusing on what you don't have tonight. You have to focus on what I'm going to do for you in the morning and be grateful, right? I always think of that part in the Bible when, you know, the masses are there and Jesus has a couple loaves and a couple fish. And most of us would be panicked, especially women who feed big families. What am I going to do? I don't have enough food, right? The first thing he did was grateful. He blessed it. Thank you, as though I have enough. So that's what Yogi Bhajan had to do too. He did not have the answers, but he was grateful. So when we do this, part of our connection to our ancestors, no matter how hard it's been for you, for them, or what you think is coming, be grateful. Be grateful that you have this light and this strength to be here today, and that it will carry you on in the most beautiful and magical ways. All right, so this is how you're going to do it. You're taking the right hand, you're going to press it right into the heart chakra. You're going to take the left hand, you're going to put it behind the heart chakra, and you're going to face it away. So basically, you're funneling light into the ancestors behind you, and you are funneling light into yourself, and you are opening to a light-filled 7 generations in front of you. Guru Guru Waheguru Guru Ram Das Guru. And then we'll do the gong bath healing.
Guru
future. Exhale. Inhale, press into the heart. And just hold in your heart, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Exhale. Inhale, deep. Breathing into Hukum, the alignment with the divine, that divine aura that is aligning the most beautiful day for you now. Exhale, gently release the arms, roll your shoulders a little bit. Take a deep breath. And exhale. And you lay down on your back. It's so important when we do this work and forgive. Otherwise, we bring it into our lives and we experience it again and again. So this is the key to freedom. reach over your head. Hug your knees to your body. Gently roll left and right. Keep your left knee hugged in, put your right knee on the ground, right leg. Bring yourself into the spinal twist. And come to center and switch sides. Center, rub the soles of your feet and the palms of your hands. Rock up and down. And so it's a tradition when it's somebody's birthday to sing On This Day. Yes! So, really take a look at this beautiful woman and just center all your love and prayers and prana that the most beautiful year is calling her forward. And we'll chant On This Day that leads into the long-time sun. So on this day, kind of point your little palms towards her, and then when we get to the long-time sun, we'll go into a prayer. And you just soak it in. Woohoo! Good prana. On this day, the Lord gave you life. May you use it to serve Him. All our loving prayers then be Peace to all, love to all, light to all. Have the best day. Happy birthday. Yay. Thank you for sharing it. So tomorrow we do have the afternoon with the angel messages, so you will be on fire because you'll have your birthday angels with you. So if you haven't done it, you have to do it. It's so healing. It's at 2:30, and we do a sound healing and guided meditation, and then we each get a personal message from your guides and angels. So it's very. I look forward to it. I look forward to it.
Coming.